and we are here today with Jenny Alexander. So, a little bit about Jenny. Jenny is a children's author and an adult author. She writes fiction and non-fiction. I don't think there is anything you haven't tried, isn't there, Jenny? I got to know Jenny when my son really got into her Caramel Jack books, and she very kindly signed them when I did a workshop with her a little while ago. And although it's now grown out of them, we're certainly not parting with those. They were a firm favourite. As you can tell, they're a bit dog-eared now.
They were good books. I enjoyed those myself.
yeah. So you've written a range of stories, and you've got some stories for sort of older children. Was it Peony Pinker, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
As well as some non-fiction things as well. Got a great new one that I've just seen. How can I help the world? So,
yeah, I've got it here. This is, in fact, this is one of my hybrids. So I do some that are purely non-fiction, like this one that's just out, and some that are purely fiction, like that one that's just out. But a lot of my books mix it up. So it includes like non-fiction and activities, and also made up stories and real life stories. So within a book, I like mixing up the genres too.
Yeah.
I've done that as well for adults in this one, which is
yes.
third of that is
got that one.
Yeah, you've got that one, and I've got the free range writing.
As you can tell, we're fans. But also what I like is you also do non-fiction ones on things like bullying and self-esteem and things like that as well, which is, you know, incredibly important.
A mix. I've got real life stories and made up stories in those too.
Yeah. You describe yourself as a free range author, so tell us what you think, you know, what is a free range author?
I think I like writing because it's a way of exploring the world and also understanding yourself. And so free ranging for me just means writing in different kinds of ways, because different kinds of writing are an experience of different parts of yourself. So if I want to think logically and organise material and do research, that's non-fiction, fantastic, brilliant thing. Fiction, I'm a great dreamer and I like daydreams and fantasies and exploring with my imagination. And poetry, I think, is about kind of your emotions, you know, it's those, and there's different parts of yourself which you need all the different kinds of writing if you want to really explore. I do.
Yeah, it's one of the things we say very often is that try lots of different styles of writing. And I think it's in a workshop with you that I actually wrote some poetry for the first time since I was a child. And I was amazed at actually how it came out.
Yeah.
I really didn't think I could write poetry, you know, I really didn't. So yeah, it's really good to mix things up and try different things.
Yeah, definitely. So how did you first get into writing? Was it something that you always wanted to do?
Well, it's something I always did. I mean, and I think that's how it is. Two of my kids, three of them actually, it's a sort of almost like how you naturally engage with life. You know, a lot of people, all the way from primary school onwards, I've kept diaries and journals, which have got kind of more and more free from just recording my everyday life. So my journal I've got one here, this is my current one. I record my dreams in here. I've got some, sometimes I'll put a drawing in or a bit of typing. Sometimes I might do a bit of artwork. I've got here's one collage that I made for this one. Fantastic. So it's full of stuff, you know, just everything, that ideas, things that interest me and appeal to me. And I think it's like a seedbed for the books. You know, it's where you do the first exploration of things, and out of that you get ideas for books, and I've done that since I was a child.
That's really interesting, because our masterclass this month is about setting yourself up as a writer, and one of the things, the activities in there is actually creating a journal and just a creative notebook for all your ideas and things, of where you can just get out these ideas. So a couple of our activities are all based on what you can write in your journal and things like that. So yeah, it's interesting to see that you've been doing it for such a long time, and quite a few writers I've heard have said, I've got a whole library now of all these books I've had for years.
I used to do it a bit when I was a teenager, and then I stopped doing it for a while, and I've gone back to doing it again you know, over the last sort of few years or so. And I think even sometimes it's not very much. It might just be, you know, a quick update of what's happened during the week or something. But sometimes, and yet other times, I'll go on and write pages because I just need to kind of get my thoughts down, and just depends what you go through as well, as you know, over time, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a very good diary writer, I'm afraid. I'm not very consistent. I can go long periods of time, but I always, whatever I'm designing or whatever I'm trying to write, I always scribble it out by hand first and sort of plan it, and all my ideas. You know, I've usually got an ideas notebook, but I'm not necessarily a very good diary writer.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I write creative notebooks. I don't really want to just record what's happened in my life. That's not as interesting to me as what I've been thinking and facts and quotes and stuff that I just happen upon.
Yeah.
This is something that actually used to come up in school visits. It's always puzzling to me that people think that if you are an author, you kind of just get inspired, write a book, and then sit around and wait for a bit more inspiration and write another book. And it seems to me like thinking that, like, Premiership footballers only play cup finals and big matches. It's practice, practice, practice all the time. And you practice because you want to do it, you love it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so most of my writing, I've never had any intention of publishing. I'm doing it because I'm playing around with stuff. And then I might get an idea that I think, oh yeah, that might be something I would want to write into a book.
Yeah, and I think this idea of writing, well, daily or every, you know, very often, then, and just writing it for the sake of writing, and that's what I quite like doing, the scribbling inspiration little videos we do every day, just to give you an idea of something to write about for that day. And not all of them are going to inspire you, but some of them go, oh yeah, I could write about that, and go off on an idea. And it's good fun to come up with the ideas for those as well, because about all sorts of different things.
Joyful too.
Our final question for you is, what advice would you give our scribblers about writing? What would be your biggest piece of advice for them?
Oh, just write if you want to, and only write what you want to, and keep a diary and value it all. You know, it's not just about what you publish or what you share with other people or anything. It's about the adventure. And it's fun. It makes life much more interesting if that's what you find.
Yeah.
So I would say just write, and definitely creative notebook. So I'm glad that you're doing the same thing.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Jenny, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you.
And we've really enjoyed talking to you. And I hope our scribblers will enjoy the interview.
Yeah, it's been lovely, and lovely to see you both. I wasn't expecting that.